Hello and welcome to the fourth and final video in our WCBVI APH Consumable and Loan Request Walkthrough Form playlist. Anyway, this is our last video, and in this video we're going to talk about how to borrow high-cost assistive technology equipment. That is equipment that is not in any way connected to the American Printing House for the Blind. This has slightly different requirements, not really anything that you would necessarily notice, but we're going to talk a little bit about it as we go through the form, which is the same form that we have been filling out for the previous 3 videos in this series. The content is already in there, like the name of the student, the requester, and all of that, to avoid having to have you sit through me filling it out again. So that makes probably the most sense. So let's go ahead and get started. Oh, and yes, before we do, I want to remind you that this form is a fully accessible Microsoft form. It is usable with NVDA and JAWS screen readers and assistive technologies. So it is should be fully accessible to you. If you have challenges, please reach out to us and we will be happy to assist you. Okay. So again, and for the last and final time in this series, this is the WCBVI APH Consumable and Loan Request Form. You may have found it on our website. You may have received a link to it, but it takes you to this same form. When you submit this form, it doesn't automatically collect your personal data, such as your name, email address, phone number, anything like that. Unless it's an autofill setting in your browser, it's not going to fill it into this form, and that's why you've got to put it in. I make this point because a lot of the stuff is filled in already here because I had done it, but no, you're going to need to do it. You also are not going to receive a copy of this form once you've filled it out to you. You will get a copy of the DocuSign form that you have to fill out for the loan process that we will look at closer to the end of this video that we'll talk through. But it's a pretty simple, straightforward process. The first page says, thank you for contacting WCBVI AIM Center. Please proceed to the next section where you will be asked to submit some general information. Please note that this form is Family Educational Rights Privacy Act, or FERPA, compliant, so any personally identifiable information, PII, is secure. So I'm going to go ahead and click the next button here. General information, this is where you would add information about your student. And this is where the form differs just a little bit from the others. Student name, we established that I am a sort of a geek, so Luke Skywalker is the name of the student for whom we will be borrowing this equipment. The school district or agency, it can be a CISA program, just a basic name. So I have Tatooine High School. You could have put the Planet of Tatooine, School District of Tatooine. You get the idea. Is the student registered on the current APH census? Now, this is where it differs. Students that are borrowing high-cost AT equipment that is not associated with APH or, more importantly, purchased with APH quota funding. The student does not need to be on the current APH census. They need to have somebody that fills out the form for them, that sort of sponsors them, like the requester, that's you, but they don't have to be on the APH census. So I'm going to click no, just because this is the only time where that's probably not going to cause a red flag for you here. If the student is not on the current APH quota registry, please provide an explanation. I'm going to give one explanation. Student just moved to district. That could be one reason. The student just qualified. The student, just lost their eye in a lightsaber battle. I mean, Luke Skywalker didn't, but never know. An accident, something that just qualified the student, or they just got into the program. Whatever it is, stick it here. Is the child eligible to be on the next federal quota registry? Most students are going to be eligible because they meet the VI criteria. So I usually just say, yeah, they will. Is a copy of the APH ROI on file? If the student isn't on the registry, the answer is going to be not applicable. So next. Again, this is all filled out. Requester information, Ben Kenobi. Requesters, CISA, LEA District, yada yada, Planet of Tatooine. Preferred email, benkenobi@jediknights.org. Requester phone number, preferred and alternate. Please fill in both. Both are required fields. If it's absolutely necessary, fill in the primary phone number in both fields. We really need to make sure that that's correct. We have to be able to get a hold of you. Best time to call, we kind of assumed that a Jedi Master would be an early riser, you know. Next. So we said AM. Shipping address for materials, and I've said this in the other videos, please make sure that that's correct. We don't want to ship out materials and have them come back to us because we were paid to have it shipped just to have it end up right back where it started. And it will honestly, more importantly for you, delay your receipt by at least a week, probably longer, and your student probably needs that equipment to trial. The name of the CISA district you're going to put, again, I have Tatooine High School. It's going to be kind of the building that it's being shipped to. So we're assuming that's where Luke is attending right now, so that's what we put. We need a contact name. Somebody that works in that building. It can be the student's teacher. It can be the LEA themselves. It can be the principal. Just we want somebody's name who's there just so that it doesn't get misdirected. Preferably somebody who is aware the equipment is coming and doesn't say, I don't know who this is, and doesn't sign for it and sends it back, because again, then you have, you know, another problem. Street address, and please, again, make sure it's correct. So 123 Jedi Way, Mos Eisley, Tatooine, and then a fictitious zip, because of course, I doubt the planets have zip codes. So next. How can we help you? This is another place that your form is going to differ. Borrowing equipment or requesting APH and consumables. In this case, we are again borrowing equipment. So we're going to click next. Are you requesting a Braille writer? And the answer is no. A Braille writer is not an APH item or is not monitored in that way. So we're going to click next. APH high cost loan items. Before when we filled out the last one, we said the Chameleon Braille display, but this isn't what we want to borrow for Luke this time. We don't want any of these APH items. We want something different. So I'm going to put no, I'm requesting something different from the AT loan library. Next. AT loan library. Here's a link of different items that are available in the AT loan library. And that is available at wcbvi.k12.wi.us/outreach/AT-loans. That link is again also here. Please choose a category. And we have categories of loans just because there's so much equipment that you could be borrowing. We wanted to break it down. So the categories are book readers, Braille displays, Braille note takers, calculators, GPS devices, portable and or foldable video magnifiers, portable and or handheld video magnifiers, portable magnifying cameras, large monitor video magnifiers, stands and positioning aids, tablet-based video magnification devices, tactile graphics embossers, and electronic braillers. Like not electric braillers, not smart braillers, like other things, and miscellaneous devices. I think let's go and borrow a calculator. So let's click on calculators and then click next. Here are the calculators that you can choose from. The Orbit Talking Scientific Calculator, the Orbit Talking Graphing Calculator, the Sci Plus Large Print Scientific Calculator, the Large Sci Plus large print scientific calculator with speech, and the Sci Plus large print graphing calculator with speech. I'm going to do the Orbit talking graphing calculator for Luke. And again, feel free to explore all of these other categories and options. So if you wanted to borrow him a Braille display, you have, these are the different Braille displays you can borrow. The Braille, the BI 20X, 40X, the eMotion, a bunch of them. So let's go back. I'm going to go back to, I'm really set on borrowing him a calculator though, you guys, I really am. So the Orbit talking graphing. Next. LEA information. Again, we need to make sure this LEA information is correct because this is the person that is going to guarantee the loan. They are taking responsibility for it and signing the form. And it can delay the signing process if this information is not filled out correctly. So I have Yoda Green as the LEA. I'm assuming he runs the temple, so we're going to go with that. LEA phone number, I've given him a phone number here, and his email is yoda.green@jediknights.org. Next. And now it's going to ask me if I'm ready to submit. I am not going to click submit because I do not want to confuse the people that are looking at all of these loan forms. It'll end up in our requests queue, and let's not make it harder on people than it is. But if I were to click submit, it would say thank you for submitting, all that stuff. If you have questions, you can contact the AEM team at aem@wcbvi.k12.wi.us, and that address is linked here on the form as well. It is splattered rather liberally across our website also. I'm going to show you what the form will look like that you are going to receive from DocuSign. As I noted, once you fill out this form, the AT specialist will review your request. If they have the equipment, which is more the case more often than not, they will arrange to have a DocuSign sent to you, and you will activate that link. And when you do, this is what it will look like. You will get this review and continue message when you open the link from that email that basically says, greetings, WCBVI has received a request for a loan item. Please provide an electronic signature and other information as indicated so the request can be processed. Thank you. So go ahead and click continue. And this says capital equipment loan agreement. It has all of the language in it. I'll let you read that on your own. It has all of the things that you're agreeing to. As with the Microsoft form, this form is a fully accessible form. It's usable with JAWS, with NVDA, and other assistive technology that's built into DocuSign. So it's very, very accessible, which is, obviously the law and necessary, but we're very happy and very proud to have that for you. So what you'll do is you'll fill out this form. It's going to ask the school district for the LEA name, representative title of the LEA, their email, phone number, and all of these things. There's a couple of things that your name will be filled in here already. It's mine just so that I could prepare this form for you. You'll fill in your phone number, all of this stuff, the address. We really want you to confirm that address. We will look at both to ensure. But for the most part, we go off the address you submit from the initial request. But sometimes we request that you try to ensure that it's the same. Equipment, we want you to note the equipment you've requested. So in this case, you would fill in the Orion Orbit Talking Graphing Calculator, the name of the student, where the equipment is going to reside, what it is. Is it a residence? Is it a home or a school, or is it another location? This information will be filled in for you based on your request, Talking Graphing Calculator, the red tag so that we can track it, the value, the date that it will be returned, expected to be returned to us, the date it is expected to ship from here, and the date that the form is completed. All of that will be filled out. Once that's done, you can scroll on down. You'll be provided an opportunity to provide a signature. And once you are signed, you'll be able to click Finish right here and to get rid of the form that way. And that will then route the form to the LEA, which is next in line. That person will confirm the information and they will provide their signature here. And then it will be sent to our outreach director who will sign. And as soon as all signatures are provided and complete, we will send the equipment to you. If there will be delays or if there are problems, you will be contacted. Again, if you have questions about it, if you've submitted a form and you haven't heard anything, please feel free to contact AEM at wcbvi.k12.wi.us, or you can reach out to the AT specialist directly. I hope this has been helpful for you. Thank you so much and have a wonderful day.